I found another tree. Yeah, I gotta learn to hashtag these suckers. Alright, so I've devoted myself to a few YouTube channels advising how we're supposed to start out doing this, but I've had a YouTube channel several times. I think it was unemployment and homelessness that turned my attention toward doing better each time I come back. And I want to return to my voice art. But I don't know how without getting into trouble. There's so many songs I used to sing without having to worry about it because it was either with a live band or during karaoke. And I don't have a problem with being a law-abiding citizen. I don't have a problem with restrictions. But then I guess that's what my channel should be about, because restrictions get out of hand, you know? Like being born out of wedlock and knowing that the church will never accept you because you were born out of wedlock. Now, how much control do I have over that? None. As much as the reject factor, you know? Like 1993, signing up for the military, not knowing the Clinton administration was downsizing. So I have no control over the fact that those who were following orders and had to come up with a reason I couldn't serve my country, United States Navy, Orlando, Florida, Naval Base, I have no control over that. But a lot of military personnel helped me relocate, and I didn't realize they considered me a veteran. It took 29 years before, thanks to a retired Marine telling me to look into it. Well, 29 years later, I have a letter telling me, yeah, you're a veteran, you have no benefits because you didn't serve long enough. You know, again, no control. And while all that was going on, I worked. I've had a job since 1983, but no matter where I worked, there was always a reason to stop or interfere with me having employment. And that's why there are places where I talk a lot about bullying. I remember I was in a couple of corporate buildings, and they wouldn't hire me outside of the work-study program in high school. And then after high school, my immediate supervisor upgraded the job and terminated me. Fortunately, I was able to go to a temp service and was sent to work at a university for a little bit until I didn't know what to do with the attention I didn't want. So I relocated, and that's when I signed up for military service. So now I'm homeless, or listed among the homeless for almost 20 years next year, and I have to pivot. I have to pivot and figure out a way to celebrate longevity, because that's what the YouTubers are saying. You gotta do things for the long haul. Well, yeah, and I've done that. So I know this stuff. It's frustrating, though, because there's no money. When people talk about collaboration and all that jazz, there are people who make it, what is it? They make it undesirable to collaborate because folks get harassed, you know? And if they don't get harassed, they don't want to hear all the negative commentary about somebody they don't have a problem with. So to cut down the noise, it's easier to avoid me, right? And so I'm going to learn how to wing it and pivot and keep everybody else out of trouble while keeping myself out of trouble. There's just a lot of restriction. And the freedom other people know. Like Jane Fonda, for instance, she didn't care about being arrested. And there are a lot of people who don't care about being arrested. I care about being arrested. I don't want to be sued. I don't want to go to jail. And I don't have the physical constitution for all that unwanted personal contact, because there are females who put themselves in positions that allow them to be interference in whatever you want to do, because they think that's the only way to teach you how to bow down and beg them for mercy. That I'm not good at either.